My name is Jay Sugarman, and I want to welcome you to Innovation Showcase. The main purpose of this ongoing series is to inform viewers about exciting innovations and creative individuals across the fields of business, science, technology, education, and the arts. Today, via Zoom, we're fortunate to have as our guest Dr. Olga Belova. Based in Egypt, Olga is a highly accomplished artist who creates hyper-realistic portraits of animals on pure silk fabric. During the program, we're learning why and how Olga's interest in both wildlife and silk painting came about. We'll view and discuss some of her stunning artwork, and in the process, come to better understand and appreciate how she goes about creating her unique and extremely captivating paintings. Let's start by meeting Olga and then hear all about her artistry, as well as enjoy some of her outstanding creations. Welcome, Olga. So delighted you're able to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here and want to thank you for invitation because I want to find it a good chance, opportunity to share my way, my art way, and my unique technique, which brings to life on silk. And it will be great to share it with, to teach or to show your audience what I do in life.
Most definitely, most definitely. No, I'm eager to hear all about exquisite craftsmanship and have you inform viewers. Before we jump right to that, I also think it would be of interest if you'd spend just a brief bit of time sharing a little bit more, maybe about your background, your artistic, professional interests, please.
Um, Generally, like most of artists, I was at art school during the normal school, the general school. I don't have the high education in art. I'm more educated in linguistic. I'm a
Mhm.
doctorate in linguistic, but art was always in my heart, and it came actually from my childhood, from my family, because most of my family, they're artists.
Oh, nice.
uh, I had also big interests in my family in Japanese art, silk art. And since it was, they were only prints, no originals at that time, I could see all the details, all the beauty of it, but I could not understand how it works. But it came to my mind, it stuck to my mind until I grew up.
Nice. And then how did you eventually get into the type of and begin the type of artwork that you are such a master of now?
Uh, Actually, love to silk again was from my family, and love to Japanese art, which was stuck, took me to search, to research in how to do it, how to repeat such works, how to get creative, how to paint my own art on silk. And I started to search, and that time I could only find batik, which is Indonesian resistance
Mm.
way of painting. And I started to learn. This way took me to courses in Japan, 6 months course,
Ah.
learning traditional painting. It was really hard time because we were spending like 12 hours painting and learning how to do it. But unfortunately, I was not satisfied at the end with my art, with my outfit, because I wanted to feel the silk. And traditional Japanese and Chinese, they're hardening silk. They make it hard like rice paper, so the colors will not spread. And since I'm using the silk colors, I wanted to use still silk colors, to be able to use them, but to be able to control the spread of the liquid colors. So step by step.
Fabulous. What is it that appeals to you about this type of medium, the silk painting?
Actually, luxurious feeling and shyness and illumination of this unique fabric. This was one of the things. The other thing is absolute hypoallergic stuff. Silk is one of the fabrics which is really healthy. And that's how my actually career in silk started, because I started in painting garments. It was there were scarves, ties, and tiny things, even buttons.
Wow. What are some of the challenges of silk painting?
A lot, a lot, because actually painting in silk is the hardest thing. Silk is very soft. I'm using the soft types. I'm not using the thick ones. So it's very hard to stretch it in the right way so all the threads will keep the shape. Because when I will remove it from the frame, it will keep still the original feeling of the silk, original material. It will not be stretched right or left. And my colors for silk are liquid. They are not like acrylic, for example, or oil, which you can put a drop and just leave it there. Once you put the silk colors on silk, the color will spread and the artwork will be spoiled, and you will have to start from scratch. You cannot correct mistakes on silk. They're absolutely not correctable. You cannot remove the colors.
Wow. Wow. Incredibly challenging. Could you, before we enjoy some work shortly, talk about and share the process you go through a little bit, and we can hear more as we see some of the work soon, but from beginning to end, do you do sketches, or how do you get to the point where you're ready to work on the silk? Because as you just mentioned, how incredibly challenging it is to get it right.
Sometimes different ways, of course. Sometimes if it's customer order, we work with the client, we see what painting he wants to keep as the memory and emphasize for his house. If it's my own painting, I take also picture. I take the picture through myself, through my brain, and then repaint it. Definitely the colors and the strokes are not exactly the same like on pictures, but they're still hyper-realistic. Actually, preparation of the silk is taking the more time than preparing the sketch, because when the silk comes from the factory, it has certain chemicals on it, making it a little bit harder, little bit smelly, little bit easier to be done as the fabric. So in order to get rid of it, I have to wash it, to prepare it in a certain way. Then I stretch the silk. So it will not have any waves or bubbles, and it will be quite soft on a frame, but stretched like the drum. So I will be able to touch it with the brush. Then I don't put the primer. I never use primers because I believe that it spoils completely the artwork. It removes the illumination and shyness of the silk. And at the end of the progress, it doesn't give you the real fabric. It doesn't show you that it's real silk. In my case, it shows that it's real silk. You can touch it, and all my artworks are really tangible. You want to touch it, and all the clients, when they come and they get the artwork, they're really happy to put their hands, which will never spoil the artwork.
Wow.
I don't also use varnish, so they can touch the real silk, they can touch the colors, they can touch the tiger or any other animal they're buying, and they can feel through their inner feelings the real animal, to get closer to the nature, to get closer to the real wildlife.
What a distinction between the more typical paintings that we're all familiar with. And I know as we enjoy your images now, they are just images, so they don't do it complete justice to be able to see it in person and to experience it as you just mentioned. But for now, let's enjoy and hear more about your work. Um, let's start off with this fantastic display. Who are you looking at and enjoying? And please highlight some features of what we're seeing here.
Uh, in this particular painting, I wanted to transfer the feeling of childhood because this time passing really fast. Once you are a little cub, it takes like 1 to 3 months, and then you grown up cub, and then 1 year, and then you're a big one, and you will never be back. But capturing the moment you're just born or you're just beginning your life will stay forever. I'm really upset of the matter that tigers, especially tigers, are disappearing from our planet.
Mm.
So that's why I'm painting mostly tigers. I love them so much. I want them to be back. I want them to grow more population, and I want to help people to see it through the details, because usually when we look at something, we don't notice the tiny details. But these tiny details are making really big difference. They're making the whole story of the painting. They emphasize uh, the story itself.
Well, your love and concern for wildlife definitely comes through in your artwork. What was the inspiration for this painting? Do you see a picture of it? How do you build on some initial idea to get to this finished product?
Yeah, that was the original picture, the photo. Uh, but what captured my attention were eyes and tummy.
Yeah.
Those two, this really soft white tummy and a bit scary or wandering little eyes. Uh, there is something magic in my artworks. Anybody who looks standing on the left side of the painting and then going to the side of the right side of the painting will see that the eyes of the painting, any painting, will move and
Ah.
will still look to the one who is standing in front of it.
Oh, I mean, it's so, as we're going to continue to enjoy some more, so captivating. I can see the your clients just wanting to have the experience of touching because it is so lifelike. Let's enjoy this one here.
Most of my artworks, when I paint to myself, not the customer orders, are painted from the pictures of my followers. This was a painting done from the very, very uh, talented photographer, Kathleen. She's my follower. She was kindly giving me this picture to paint.
Ah.
Uh, and again, the eyes are attracting, and I believe that the eyes are the doors to the soul.
Mm.
So making more details, attracting with the eyes. Uh, I want clients, I want people generally to see more, they see more, they look at the painting to see more in these paintings.
No, they're captivating, and together with the fur, the whiskers, just unbelievable. So realistic. Wow.
Thank you.
Let's see our next one. Another fabulous example, and as you said, the eyes just grab you immediately.
It's very important in paintings to have the emotional connection of the person who is watching with the painting. And of course, this emotional connection comes back to me, because when I see my clients, happy eyes of my clients, how they love their paintings, how they touch it all the time passing by, this is a lot for me. This is really motivating and giving me more opportunities to paint more and more.
Say for this one instance, what are all the materials that you use in this final piece of art?
Silk and silk colors. That's it. I'm
Ah,
using silk colors, French production, German production, Japanese. They're just like a powder. Yeah, sometimes Russians, but not much.
and how do you go about matching from the photograph uh, the incredible coloring that we see here?
Sorry.
How do you go about developing the colors that we see here just based on the photograph?
I don't know, it comes by itself.
Wow, it's incredible. It's incredible. And we're going
I
to,
don't know, once I'm sitting and painting, I don't even think which color I take. It just
wow.
automatically, just initially comes from inside and works by itself.
Well, it works incredibly well. Well, we're going to move on to this leopard. How did you happen to come across this exquisite being?
You know that this is a little bit grown up. It's something like between cub and young leopard. His name is Baikal, which is Russian name. Accidentally, it happened. I
Huh.
saw this photo in the feed of one of my followers, and she told me the story of this leopard. It's a beautiful young leopard which lives in Germany and in zoo, and quite happy now. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's moved to another zoo to his girlfriend. Quite happy.
Wonderful, wonderful. Has your technique or how has your technique developed over the years?
When I was starting with the batik and generally trying to work with silk, it was quite hard to understand that I cannot make details with the resist, because you you draw the borders and then you just split the color inside and that's it.
Hmm.
But I wanted to paint eyes. I wanted to paint the depths, the character of the animal, and I wanted to transfer. I didn't want just the shape of the animal. And with lots of mistakes, with lots of tries, with lots of thrown colors, damaged the fabric, and lots of nerves, I gradually, in 20 years, came to this technique.
Wow.
It
Wow.
just happened a few years, like 2020, when I started really to paint details, to be able to control the color, to paint the details and keep the silk same soft.
Yeah, no, it seems incredibly challenging, but as I'm looking at the leopard here, yeah, it's just mesmerizing. It's like you can continue to look at it forever. It's like you're dealing with it right in front of you. And again, this is just an image, not even the real painting. Let's see this leopard in a situation here, pose.
That was really funny situation. I was looking for the painting, for the picture. I was really looking for the picture of body painting. Well, before that I was doing only the portraits, but I wanted to complete body. And when I was asking one of my friend if he has something, because he's traveling to other countries for photographing, he told me, no, unfortunately, nothing interesting. And then accidentally, when he was crossing the pictures, he said, "Oh, I have this one." I told him, "But I was looking for a tiger. You know, my love to tigers can't be stopped." So I fall in love with from the first glance, and I couldn't. I told him, "I'm taking it. I will
Yes.
definitely paint. I want it." And I was painting it even in a bigger size than my normal size, 50 on
Ah,
70. This is much, much bigger. It's double size. And
ah.
it took me double time because every painting takes like around 3 weeks, two and a
Mm.
half, 3 weeks.
Wow.
This one took around 2 months to paint.
My goodness. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And here, oh, this is amazing. A snow leopard cub here.
Little baby cab. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one
Oh.
was bought, I bought this picture from one of my followers as well, professional photographers from Germany.
Mm. And I think you have the wording for it, charm.
Charm. Yes. Isn't
Yeah.
he charm?
Wow.
His look is real charm.
It
He's,
is. I mean, just the coloring and just thinking how the tigers and the differences. Oh, the blues.
his nose, his
Yeah.
mouth, it makes like
Yeah. It's amazing. Again, you can just look
little
at it
cutie.
for so long to
Unfortunately,
appreciate.
unfortunately, I cannot paint also many layers. I do paint layers, but I cannot make more than 5, 6 heavy layers. Like oil, for example, they can do many, many layers.
Oh,
In
oh,
my case, I have to be careful and they have to be exact from the first layer. But from
ah,
the other side, it's good because not like any other painting, which might be painted in a wrong condition, in a wrong way, can be cracked, like oil, for example, with the time as well. My paintings are timeless. I guarantee 100 years at least. You cannot
wow.
spoil it unless you fire it.
Incredible. Thank you. That's an incredible distinction to make and to appreciate the work even more. But we still have a couple more that we want to enjoy. And again, switching things up a little, here we see Kingfisher.
Yeah, yeah. This is the one of my followers as well. Most of the pictures are taken from followers. Very professional guy. We become really good friends. We become friends with most of my followers who are
Hmm,
from who I'm taking the pictures and I'm painting them.
nice. What if,
I have also next one from the same one coming, painting next one, also leopard. In a very, very strange light, like a dawn,
mm,
lightning in a half of a shade, half of a light, where I will be able to work more on a light and shade
ah,
painting,
nice.
which will be more interesting
Mm-hmm.
for me as an artist.
Again,
Challenging.
yeah, just seeing the different features compared to some of your earlier work, wonderful to appreciate.
And knowing that these are staying for 100 years and you cannot, even more than 100, I didn't check yet. We'll see
Wow,
in a little while.
that's for sure. And we have
Good investment.
one final one, and wonderful to end with this majestic lion.
Absolutely adorable. I love all the cats, big cats, small cats. That's my love. Actually, this one was a request from my mom. She
Ah,
asked me to ask for this picture. She saw it in my feed and between my followers, and she asked to paint it. She fell in love with it, and it's also a bigger size, double of my normal size. What I wanted to add as well, that after I finish my paintings, I fix the color because the colors are specialized for silk. They have to be fixed. And after they're fixed, as I said, nothing will happen to painting. You can touch it as many times as you want. You
Mm.
don't need to put it even under the glass. Nothing will happen. And you can even wash if there is any wish to do it. You
Ah.
wash the painting and then you put it back in frame if there is dust you feel or something. But generally, the silk colors and the silk itself all are hypoallergic. So it's absolutely safe to be hanged in even kids' room, to be hanged in the house where you have allergic people.
Interesting to know. Yeah. What do you hope viewers, clients appreciate or come away with from seeing your paintings?
Emotions. I want them to have their own connection to wildlife, to see the details, to stop a moment, to see the tiny, tiny, tiny strokes, tiny details,
Yeah.
to put it in a one big picture, to feel the wildlife next to them. You know, many people cannot go to Africa, they cannot go to safari, but some people can, like me, but I'm scared. I cannot go, I cannot even think of it because I do love big cats, but I'm really scared to go and do it. But when I see the wildlife in my home, like I put some of my paintings behind me, beside me when I'm painting, I feel this connection. I want the clients to be connected to wildlife. I want them to relax. I want them to feel happy when they pass by, they can touch it as if they're touching the real animal, as if they're touching the real wildlife.
And they are so realistic. So that definitely comes across, I know, in their feedback. In closing, Olga, how can viewers and others keep informed about your work and possibly get in touch?
When I will return back a little bit back to the first question you asked me today, because when I was telling that I started with the garments, I was really fancy with the Italian language. I was a translator at that time in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I wanted to have a special name for my brand, my silk brand. And that's
Ah,
why I called it sono seta, which means in Italian, I am silk.
ah.
So in any social media, anywhere where you dial sono seta is very easy to find. I will pop up.
Oh,
I
great.
am
Well,
silk in Italian.
wonderful. Well, we'll make sure to put that in the credits at the end of the program. But Olga, unfortunately, we've come to the end of our time. I want to thank you again so much for taking the time to be here, explaining the incredible craftsmanship, silk painting, unique approach to the artwork, so realistic. It's been fascinating. Continued success with future endeavors.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to connect and be able to tell a little bit of my art and make people disease with my art. Like I diseased myself one day, they will be diseased with the silk art as well. That's a great opportunity. Thank you so much. It was really
Oh,
pleasure talking to you.
wonderful, wonderful. Also want to thank those of you watching for joining us and hope you'll be able to tune in next time.